We're glad to introduce a new way to create a maze. We started out 20 years ago by making mazes with a GPS backpack. I'm sure glad things have changed and that we've made some improvements. Back then I was dreaming about an automated maze cutting system. We were eventually able to get GPS on the tractor, and that made things pretty efficient. However, it's not totally automated. Also in 2002 we started planning a few maze designs as the maze. It was a more difficult way to create the maze design, but it was fun to push the envelope. We are now taking the next step. We have created a totally automated planner. The planner row units are capable of turning on and off individually to create the maze design. We started building this unit last winter, and you can see some of the pictures. It turned out to be a little more difficult of a project than we anticipated, but we were able to get it done. I enjoyed the challenge of figuring out how to build a planner unlike any that has ever been built. This planner and tractor are small enough to fit in an enclosed trailer so we can travel to your maze, and it is also capable of planting on 22 or 30-inch row centers. After getting the planner built, we started testing it to see if it would be able to plant a maze. It took some time and some testing to figure out what the planner was capable of doing. At first, I thought we were going to be able to put a seed down anywhere we wanted to, but it takes a certain amount of time to turn the planner on and off and then back on again. We put out thousands of flags and marked where the seeds dropped. Once we got this figured out and what we were capable of doing, we went to plant our first maze. We planted the first field on 22-inch row spacings and planted the field in different directions to highlight the planner's capabilities. This field worked really well. It was so exciting to be able to plant a maze with a fully automated system. We then began planting more mazes. The next one was in Utah, and then we went out to Wisconsin. We tried several different row spacings. We planted some on 22-inch rows, and then we planted some on 30-inch rows. A couple of fields we even tried to cross plant. It seems that the 22-inch row spacing is the best for creating a maze, and that's what I recommend even if you're using a 30-inch header. The 22-inch row spacing is close enough that you can't see down between the rows very easily, and the spacing between the plants also seem to create the best stalk strength with this spacing. The planner is capable of getting a better crop with less cost than we've been able to do before. It will help you achieve a better stalk strength, more uniform crop, and better yield. Getting uniform emergence makes a big difference on the impact of how the crop performs. This translates into better stalk strength and stability for your maze. Our planner is now set up with row cleaners to clean out in front of the disc openers. We're using hydraulic down pressure to get a uniform depth and firmness, and the singulator is capable of producing the best singulation and spacing of any planner out there. So you can see from some of the maze designs how accurate this can be. We're also going to use a little less seed. So we put this video together to show you some pictures of what we were doing with the maze, and we wanted you to take a look. Take a look through some of the pictures. You can even go to Google Earth and look up the Wild Adventure Corn Maze and see it when the corn was very short, and it shows just how accurate that the planting system turned out to be. So we're pretty excited about this system, and we want you to consider letting us come out and plant your maze.